Through the concrete cracks worn weary by work boots and high heels. Through the concrete cracks showered in tears of sorrow, tears of joy. Through the concrete cracks rumbled by reverberations of 100 years, a flower on the hill takes its first breath, and a grand hope springs. Welcome to the Spring Street podcast at the intersection of creation and destruction in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. And now, a word from the sponsors. This podcast is sponsored by Starship Kairos, a podcast studio available for bookings in downtown Los Angeles. Starship Kairos is where my guests and I make this show happen. Soundproofed, cozy, and equipped with professional audio gear, Starship Kairos is an ideal location for any type of podcast. Starship Kairos offers a full suite of services including content consultation, mixing and mastering, and custom jingle writing. For rates and booking, check them out on Instagram at Starship Kairos or click on the link in the description. And now, let's dive in. Yo, Sonny, welcome to the Spring Street podcast, man.
Thanks for having me, Sheldon. This is great. I like what you've done with this space.
Yeah,
it's
thank you,
kind of
man.
like what I've done with L.A Syndicate. It's
Yep.
it's a capsule. It's small, but this is the future.
Yep.
Capsules,
You
small capsules.
You got to work with what you got.
That's it. That's it.
I love your footprint, man.
Well,
The
thank
first
you.
time that Luke and I were just kind of like on a little stroll in the neighborhood, we were, I don't know what we were doing, but we were walking past the Cecil Hotel.
Yep.
And then we came across L.A Syndicate.
LA
And we're
Syndicate.
like, wow, this place is, there's so much packed into this space.
Right.
And then we met you, and we got to see some of your T-shirts that you've designed, and get to talk about the different way that you're utilizing your space.
Right.
But I want to hear the story, man. I want to hear about how it all came about. Where did L.A. Syndicate come from?
Well, L.A Syndicate. And by the way, thank you for the introduction of it. It does capture the locals' attention. In such a small space, as you put it. It's 300 square feet.
Yeah.
And I saw this spot over 13 years ago, and I wanted it. I saw the beauty in this little spot, and it's in the Pacific Electric Loft building,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't being utilized properly. And it has an old Hollywood Art Deco feel, and I saw through the walls, so to speak, and I saw the beauty in the space and
Mhm.
wanted it. And it wasn't on the market. A few people tried using it for pop-ups, not utilizing it and making it as beautiful as it is today.
Mhm.
They didn't put the love into it, and it never went further than maybe a year at a time with someone trying to use it. But pre-COVID, I swooped in on it once it hit the market.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Oh shit.
So Sheldon, I held on to it. I signed the lease
Mhm.
2 months before the world was shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a moment for me to really say how much did you really love this space,
Mhm.
and I decided enough to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I could have pulled out of the lease for obvious reasons, and it would have been forgiven,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't want to give it up. I had wanted it for so long,
Yeah.
and
Because you said you had your eye on that spot.
correct
right?
for 13 years. 13 years.
That's
So
some serious patience, man.
it's a lot of patience, but you manifest something,
Yeah.
and if it comes to you, it's real, and I believe that with all my heart. And my heart, I have a big piece of my heart in that space. And anyway, it's only to promote other artists as well. So
Wow. I'm gonna get this mic a little bit closer to you.
oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the space, L.A. Syndicate. The definition of syndicate is a group of like-minded individuals. In this case, the locals, all with a
Mhm.
common interest,
Yeah.
and to promote artists and everything creative. And that's what the space is for.
Mm.
And it's really it's successfully doing so. And I've been happy to see quite a few artists come and go out of the space.
Mm-hmm.
We promote them at a month at a time.
Yeah.
And it's not only just a designer, but the artists, photographers in LA. And it's like you're part of the syndicate. We're all doing the same thing.
I'm honored, man. I'm honored to be part of the syndicate.
You are. You're the new syndicate.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yep.
So that's what the store really holds at the core. At the end of the day, is to
Mhm.
promote others and to give a small stage back to LA, to kids or adults that maybe didn't have something brick and mortar to showcase their work.
Yeah.
And I'm pleased to see the reaction to it, and like yourself, meeting you, coming in. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see the love that the city has given LA Syndicate.
Yeah, well, I think there's something to be said about when your location is like, it's like right on the sidewalk. It's like right on the street. People are walking by. You're literally in the thick of it, you know? It's like...
It's in the heart, definitely in the heart.
Yeah.
And, you know, it veins out from this area, and you're in a great location, Sheldon.
7th and Spring, man.
7th and Spring.
That's where a lot of shit's going down for sure.
Everything's going down here. This is where it veins out.
Yeah.
So you're in the heart, and you're doing a great job already. And how long you been here? I forget the minute.
So we got this place just before COVID as well.
Same.
Yeah, 2019, September
Jeez.
2019. And so we had a few months of kind of just getting settled in. We were throwing a lot of events. We were kind of experimenting with what we could do in the space.
Right.
There's actually an after hours that I was kind of like playing around with.
Oh, nice.
But it was a bit of like an opposite ethos of like the typical after hours. So it was called Chill Vibes.
Oh, nice.
And it was tattooing and music. Started at 12, just went for as long as it went. And I did it at a tattoo shop across the street on 6th and Main.
What?
Yeah.
This is great.
So I did it there.
Why don't I know of this?
I did it. I mean, it was pretty small, and then COVID hit, and you know, so
Right.
yeah, I'd only had a few. I think I only did maybe 2, maybe 3. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but
So the same,
man.
different scenario, same scenario. You're walking into something heavy with everything you've got, your arsenal, and then you get shut down.
yeah,
We've all felt it, and I think the fact that you were here pre-COVID and getting into what you've started, and which is growing, and I think it's great. You know the outcome, what to expect, and we'll get there sooner or later. But you know, I think you saw the beauty of what downtown has to offer.
yeah. You know, I've always my first experience downtown was definitely a little bit of a crazy one.
Oh,
So I came to downtown when I was kind of scouting out LA. I was still living up in Canada, or I think I was in Portland or something, and I took a flight down and I was trying to find a place to like get a studio.
Oh, cool.
Because my brother and I were going to move down here, live in a van, but we were going to rent a space as like a music studio to put all of our stuff.
Got it.
And so one of the places that I looked at was a warehouse on probably like 7th. It was Skid Row. It was like 7th in Skid Row.
And it was a great price tag on it as well.
Oh yeah,
right?
I mean it was pretty cheap. I took the train there. I get off the train and I walk down 7th from like 7th and Flower all the way into Skid Row with my guitar. I don't even know that I'm in Skid Row.
Wow.
And I'm just like walking along, and pretty soon I'm like, wow, I can't walk on the sidewalks anymore because it's all tents. And I'm like, where the hell am I? And I get to this warehouse and I meet this dude who I can't even remember his name at this point.
Wow.
But he had this warehouse down in Skid, and it was sick. Like there was a trampoline inside of the warehouse, super tall ceilings. He had access to the roof, all these different spaces. He was throwing raves in there and all this shit.
Oh, nice.
So that was my first intro to downtown LA.
Okay.
And I was
Did it
like,
go sour? Did something happen? Like beyond just...
No, I mean, I was more just confused. I was like, wait a minute. This is LA. Like, this is one of the biggest cities in the world. This is like one of the most notable cities in the world.
Right.
Like, what is going on with downtown?
Right.
But, you know, I think there was something about downtown that I was curious about.
Yeah.
And I've always been a big, like, walker. Like, I'm always been a city person. Like, I want to be somewhere where I can walk and ride my bike and, like, get around quick.
Yep.
And when I moved to LA, I was like, everything is so spread out. Downtown felt like the only place that actually felt like a city.
Right. I think
And
we
there
had
was
this
that allure.
conversation. We were talking about the capsules. Every city, every off-ramp is its own island.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And it's a perfect way to look at it. And that's how I see it. You know, we all are connected, but it takes a little sailing to get to that. You know, we're on our ship, but we'll unite. But you know, it takes a lot to get to another city and understand what they have to offer.
Yeah,
but
that's for
downtown
sure.
is the melting pot, and I think you made a right choice. If you have a city fire in you. I mean, there's New York, San Francisco, and I think that pushes the envelope. I mean,
Yeah.
you have those three,
Yeah.
and I think you're in the right spot for what you're doing too, because at a perfect time, and this is a definite renaissance period for this city.
Mhm.
It's a bit late, to be honest. This should have been
Yeah.
already developed and going, and I think what you and I are doing, it will help us get there and be that city, that is expected,
Yeah.
like the old Hollywood, which it was back in the day.
Yeah.
So I see that happening. I'm excited for you and what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, man. You too. I mean,
No, it's fantastic. I love this. So the common interest, is everyone again supporting each other,
yeah.
and you're doing that coming from, again, remind me where originally.
Canada.
Canada.
Originally from Vancouver, BC. Yeah.
Vancouver, and then you came straight from Vancouver.
Made a little pit stop in Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, a couple of pit stops, but
Yeah.
for you to come here and show that support for the city is pretty impressive, Sheldon. So I'm
Well.
impressed that you decided on this city and you stuck it out. That's more impressive to say the least. You've stayed and you've gone the route that most people would have packed up and just said, I'm out. And the majority of people just do that. And
Yeah.
after 3 years, max, they're out.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, man. There's been multiple times where I was just about ready to peace. So many times I was like, I'm up to here with LA.
Right.
I'm out of here.
Right.
So somehow I'm still here. But there's
still
definitely
here.
been those moments, man, for sure. And you've grown up in LA, right? Like
I've grown
born
up
and
in
raised.
LA. Yeah, no. I've seen it on so many levels, and like I said earlier, I don't want to date myself.
Right. Yeah.
But
Sure.
I've seen it. I've seen it really
Yeah.
in the seediest way. But I've been in downtown. I wanted to be part of it and have something brick and mortar to be able to walk into, which is rare today.
Yeah.
With what I'm doing specifically, and to really utilize the space to give back everything I've seen in my past, which is music, art, clothing. To put all that into one space is pretty difficult, but it became very easy though, which is, I'm shocked in understanding that 300 square foot space can do that. You don't need much space. And I started realizing this is going to happen. This is going to work. Every aspect of what I love can be, meshed into this space, and it has. So I'm pleased to see the locals supporting it.
Yeah.
And coming together, supporting, like I said, the local artists and designers. And it's been a nice journey. We opened about a year and a half ago, and I'm excited to see what's coming next. And we've supported some great local artists. Robert Vargas was the last actual event we had, promoting his capsule of T-shirts that I helped produce for him. He's a great.
And you're
artist.
wearing one right now, right?
Well, no. This is.
Or that's yours.
This is my. So I have my own collection in there called L.A Syndicate.
Right.
So we just promoted his collection. Like I said, we were promoting others as well in there, and it was the last event we had and did quite well.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we hosted a collaboration of photographers. I've seen some great DJs play with us. We had Tony Alva, who's a legendary skateboarder.
Oh, sick.
From Dogtown. He was DJing at the last event.
Wow.
So it's been very cool to see who's coming and going out of there. And and it's very much the LA support that allows that to happen there. And it's been fantastic. And I can't say enough how much I'm pleased to see the love. And like with you boys came through the door, and I hadn't seen you for a while.
It had been a long time.
What's going on? You're out on that block?
We were just taking a stroll. Every once in a while, Luke and I would just be like, hey, let's just go for a walk.
Yeah.
And it never ceases to disappoint. Every time it's funny. It actually started with Luke saying, hey, let's go to Terramia. Let's get some coffee.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're on like an hour-long adventure. We're getting, we're looking for burritos. We're walking around the block. We're going to some jewelry shops. We're doing this and that. We're going to a pawn shop.
You're doing your walk, that you love so much, right? The walk.
Exactly. So, but I love that. See, that's the thing about downtown is you can walk around and you can just meet people and you can find things that you just never would have. Sometimes I love not having a particular objective or agenda. You just kind of are open to what's going to come.
Right,
and then you meet somebody or you run into somebody. The other day I ran into a guy, this dude named Dion, and we used to do, I'd booked him for a couple shows, really talented musician,
nice.
And ran into him after not seeing him for years.
Doing the stroll, doing the local stroll,
and then brought him onto a show that we did here, and reconnected. So
same scenario with us. I mean, it was
Exactly.
great. I hadn't seen you for a year, and thankfully you walked. Through, I saw you boys, and I'm like, okay, wait, I hadn't seen him for a minute. It's been a year almost, and when I saw you both, I absolutely recognized you. I was just shocked that I hadn't seen you since.
I know, man.
Since you walked through the door, and. Thank you for having me here today and explaining the process in which I've gone through and seeing you and your brother now here. This is great. That means you're
bringing some more energy, bringing some more blood to downtown.
Bringing the young bloods now.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It's great, and that's the future. And really, what you have going here is the future. And the future of retail is small and tiny. It's not the large, corporate style, typical retail spots anymore. Everything's e-commerce. But I think having something to walk into still and to be able to touch and to see artist work that you typically would not is, I think, why L.A Syndicate has become that tool, if you will, and that place where people can connect and really get excited about local work. You can't find, it's hard to find. There are those beautiful spots out there, but we're like the 1%ers. So it's definitely the smaller group, but we're trying to make that grow.
I'm curious about some of the other artists that you've had in that space and that you've collaborated with.
Sure. Gino Perez was one of the first artists that I represented in the space.
Okay.
And Gino Perez and I curated 5 shows in downtown with Gino. He's a local artist. If you look him up, he's fantastic. I compared his work to anything, it'd be Basquiat-esque. He's really fantastic. Massive murals. Really a great kid. And due to the fact that my space is so small, we came up with this idea. And I thought, okay, the first show that we have here, I have a small space, right? You've seen it. Can't put much in there. I said, I'll tell you what we do, Gino. After 5 shows throughout LA, I've done these one-night events with him. I said, listen, why don't we do a show just small, like 3x3.
Oh, okay.
Small pieces. Small works by Gino. And he said, well, I'll take it even further. Let's go smaller than that. I'll do tiny works by Gino. So the challenge was on. And, he did multiple sizes, of course, but he really wanted to go smaller. And he did a beautiful collection, basically by painting. Remember when you were a kid and you would draw on a balloon?
Yeah.
You ever did that, right? With a marker?
Yeah, and then you blow it up and it kind of expands.
And then when you pop it, it shrinks down to nothing.
Yeah.
So he used this method. And he would stretch the balloon over a tiny canvas.
Oh.
Beautiful. I was shocked. I was just blown away. And he stretched this. There's a whole process. I filmed him behind the scenes doing this. It was a huge show. Fantastic work. I hadn't seen anything like this. And it was a great way to kick off the show, the actual, the shop itself, with its first artist being shown, Gino Perez, who I've worked with several times. So it was a really great show, and it fit the space accordingly. It was a rare one. It's a rare one. A balloon show. If you will. It's like a circus in there. But
no kidding. That's sweet.
So he's one of them. We also just showed Prayers, who's a local talent in L.A. He's a musician here in L.A. You may know him. He just had a show last night, actually, at the Mayan.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, he was at the Mayan last night. I missed his show, unfortunately. But he's a musician, but he's also an artist, and we carried his work in the shop. He hand paints leather jackets, and I think you've seen the one with the bunny in the back.
Yeah, those leather jackets are sick.
Sickest fucking work. But
Yeah.
he created 5 jackets for the shop itself, and it was a huge hit. It was a private show because you can fit maybe 80 people to 100 people max in there, and it's interesting, and I'm still surprised that I can fit that many in there.
Yeah.
But there's tiers and there's levels.
Yeah.
So you have yet to be or attend one, right?
Yeah, I still got to go.
Okay.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Next one. So yeah, just a handful and some local photographers. So myself is included, has been showcased with other photographers. So I shoot, I do graphic work.
Yeah.
But it's been it's a small handful, and also carrying other local designers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick, man.
When are we
Tell
putting
me-
you in there?
I don't know. We got to talk, man. We got to figure it out. Who knows? I might just have something on my sleeve. We'll see.
I think you do. I don't think you told me everything. I'm seeing different sides of you. I think there's something still you haven't shared with me.
there might be a potential. There might be a potential for a little fashion line.
Really?
There might, who knows? Who knows?
I was going to ask you. I'm like, there's something else you're not, expressing.
I got a few different irons in the fire. That's for sure.
I bet. Well, listen, I'd love to see your work and talk about it. But
yeah, absolutely, man. I want to know more about your t-shirts. I want to know more about your design, about L.A Syndicate.
Sure.
When did you start L.A Syndicate?
So L.A Syndicate came about, like I said, pre-COVID, and the space, like I said, just signed the lease 2 months prior.
Or maybe I should clarify.
Yeah.
So L.A Syndicate is the name of the space.
Correct.
But is it also the name of like your t-shirts?
It's the clothing. Yeah. So the clothing line is connected to it. So
Okay.
in this case, I designed this Cecil t-shirt.
Yeah.
The Cecil Hotel t-shirt.
Yeah, those things are sick, man.
So what I did, I shot an actual. I don't know if you can see it. I shot an actual 1920s flyer. And I don't know if I expressed the connection to it, but I shot it. Everything's original. I just took the room rates out of the old flyer. I blew it up, made a screen, and I put Syndicate in there. So Los Angeles is already in there. I put Syndicate where the room rates are. It's really dark and twisted looking.
Yep.
And it's truly just the original flyer, and it looks like the building's melting.
That's
the
so
hotel's
sick.
melting in the flyer. Nothing altered. So, as an example, there's a collection, a capsule of T-shirts, all LA Syndicate. So it's a connect, and it's been doing quite well. Also, we have a logo, the Virgin Mary, and it says in Los Angeles we trust, in LA we trust.
Yeah.
In this case, we can't always trust LA, to be honest. But in this case, I connect it more to in the angels we trust. And that's a connect, obviously, in Spanish, Los Angeles.
Yep.
So people are like, it's a different connect to it,
Yeah.
And it's been doing quite well. And we're changing it, evolving the collection every other month with new pieces.
Okay.
So it's always consistent with, something fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some great pieces. I can send you some links.
I
at some other
definitely
point,
we'll link everything in the podcast too, in the description.
Yeah.
Do you have partners in the space, or is it just you?
I do have one partner. I think you met him. I think did you meet him? Adam Cleland.
Is he the guy with the glasses?
The guy with the glasses, tattoos.
Oh, I don't think I met. I think I met a different guy with glasses because I don't remember.
A lot of guys with glasses hanging out.
Is he a DJ?
This my business partner, no, is not a DJ.
Okay, then I don't think I met him.
Yeah, so my business partner Adam Cleland, we go way back. He was in Dallas. He was in the nightclub business. He was working at nightclubs, and great kid, known him for years. There was an idea. Again, the space itself, I had this idea to do what we're doing today. There was a concept. He had a great idea, being in the nightclub business. He had an idea for a coffee shop, and I thought this space would be actually okay. It could actually work. It's so small. It's a grab and go, right?
Yeah, totally.
Took a lot. So that to be honest, the name L.A Syndicate, I thought of the name L.A Syndicate, and it said L.A Syndicate Coffee. It was L.A Syndicate Coffee originally. We had to flip it because things, for obvious reasons, with the COVID, the city wouldn't budge on this, and we had to basically build a whole new space to have this coffee shop exist.
Yeah.
So one day I just decided, listen, I'm taking coffee off the table.
Yeah.
It's now just L.A. Syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
Let's create a streetwear line. Let's throw, again, I was in Japan, and there's a connect to the vending machine that's out front,
Yep.
right at the gate line. I want to throw a vending machine in there. I've always wanted one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a billboard, basically. I tricked it out, put Virgin Mary on the side of it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, man. I love that vending
thanks.
machine.
Yeah, no, it gets a lot of attention. So I had to flip the script real quick if we were going to continue and keep the space.
Yeah.
And we both said, let's go. And it became stronger than I think it would have in terms of a coffee shop. It became something stronger. And the connect with the city and the locals really became just that. And, you know, throughout the week, you'll find people hanging out like in New York, like an old stoop, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's hanging out. It's like LA's patio.
Yeah.
And I really tried to do that, and it's become that as well. So, you know, we'll do whiskey tasting and sipping, and you know, not too crazy, but you know, it's a great spot to bring a bottle and then, you know, take a look at the new collection and just hang out on the street. It's a great way to meet some new kids.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what is your vision for downtown LA? What do you want to see happen in this city?
What do I want to see? You know, all I want to see, I think at the end of the day, is more creatives, because I think promoting them will make the city a lot more special. And the city has so much creativity and so many artists, and that's, again, going back to the shop, and they're not being promoted. And you know, and a lot are getting lost, including myself. You know, it was also selfishly a spot for myself to promote my work. And I've done several clothing lines, but like what you're doing, Sheldon, you're promoting others. And that's the idea at the end of the day. And that's what I want to see more of, the promotion of others, and to see us all connect. And hence the syndicate. We're all doing it together. And it's rare. And when you have a larger group and we're all doing it together, you know, things are going to start lightening up. That's what I see. I just want to see more creatives being supported on so many levels, and it's hard to see. It's hard. It's for me. I don't see it enough, and I do see a lot of folks getting lost in not, you know, being showcased. Yeah. So I'll do what I can in a 300 square foot spot. I'll do as much as I can. So
yeah, it is interesting. I think downtown has a lot of creative people.
Masses.
It can feel like that community isn't very connected. It can feel like everyone's kind of separate, doing their own thing. Yeah. And I don't know that that's like anyone, like any particular fault of anyone. I think it's kind of the status quo. It's like a bunch of people here and everyone's doing their thing, and there's not as many spaces where people are actually brought together to connect, to share, to collaborate. Which is really cool to see. Your space, there's also another space downstairs. It's on the corner of 7th and Spring. You might know this person. Okay. It's a space called Something Poetic. And the artist behind it, her name's Sarah Marrow. She's like a...
Oh, yeah, of course. I know Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's incredible.
When you walked out, that was Sarah's partner.
No way.
When I was standing out there talking to him. Yeah.
Oh, crazy. I love Sarah. She's incredible.
I love Sarah.
Amazing artist.
Fantastic artist.
And she's doing a lot of connecting people. Yes, which is really cool. She has a
fantastic studio. Her work's fantastic. Beautiful work. I was just discussing how you have to take a closer look at her work to understand there's a bigger picture. It's not just novelty and kind of comic.
Right, yeah.
It has a statement. A bigger statement attached to it. Yeah. And she's really talented. I think she's fantastic. And actually she's wearing one of the Cecil t-shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she did a beautiful sick Cecil painting or work with pennies. There's a beautiful piece in her shop. What?
I've definitely seen the pennies. I guess maybe I just didn't dawn on me that it was the Cecil Hotel.
Look for the piece with the girl in the water tower.
Okay, I mean, the story itself is crazy. Yeah. But that girl went to my school. She went to my university.
No. Yeah. Elisa
Lamb.
No.
And so when I was going to UBC, that was a known story. Like people knew. Yeah, there's this girl who went to L.A. and the Cecil Hotel, blah, blah, blah. It's a crazy thing.
Wow.
And so it was kind of crazy because when that documentary came out, I was like, oh, I know this story. This girl's from my university. Like, we all knew this story.
So did you,
I didn't know her personally.
Oh,
No.
okay, so you weren't going to school at the same time.
It wasn't the same time.
Okay.
I think she was several years ahead of me. I actually can't remember the year that all went down.
Right.
But I don't think it was like too far away. You know, it was probably within like a 10-year period, you know, like we were probably within like the same like decade or 10 years.
Small world.
Yeah, really crazy. Really crazy.
And you're here and you're wait a minute.
Well, you know what's also crazy too is there's another mystery. This is like such a tangent. There was another person who disappeared from my university.
Oh no.
Really? I don't know that he was ever found, and I actually knew him.
Nothing tied to the Cecil.
Nothing tied to the Cecil. No. I know. The Cecil's got enough. The Cecil's got enough. It doesn't need more.
Two kids you went to school with disappear at the Cecil.
I know, right? No, I can't remember his name. I'm sure I could find it if I looked, but I remember I had an interaction with him because I was a bartender at a nightclub. And we would do a lot of events with like student groups.
Oh, nice.
And he was on one of the student groups, and I was talking to this kid. And then next thing you know, there were these like missing flyers. And he never turned up.
No shit.
Yeah, he wasn't from Canada. He wasn't from America. He's from somewhere in South America.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. And yeah.
Anything to this day ever come about?
I don't think so.
Oh no shit.
Not that I know. I think he's like still missing.
Fuck.
So yeah, I mean it is kind of crazy.
It's way crazy.
Mind you, it's a huge school. Massive school.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
So I guess the statistically speaking, but still, I mean the fact that two people
this should happen in that type of a school with that population of students.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. But yeah,
that's horrible to say,
Elisa Lamb thing was pretty crazy.
Right. I shouldn't laugh, but to hear that there's two that you are familiar with.
I know. They've
pretty
gone
bizarre. Missing, like random.
It's pretty bizarre.
Wild.
Yeah. What is it like being beside the Hotel Cecil?
Well, you know, it's part of the street, obviously, and I'm seeing it starting to look nice at one point. And
really?
It was starting to look nice. There was a whole group actually that came together and invested, and they wanted to create this boutique hotel.
No way.
Yeah, so I was very excited.
Wow.
Pre-COVID, mind you, again.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, this is great. I just signed this lease. This could be fantastic block if they, bookend it with the Pacific Electric Lofts on one end, and then you have the Cecil on the end, the opposite end, and become a boutique hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen for obvious reasons again, but it now is a Section 8.
Right, that's what I thought.
Section 8 housing. So,
yeah,
unfortunately, for those people, it's someplace. I shouldn't say unfortunately for those people, but unfortunately, so fortunately for them, they have a place to live.
Yeah,
but the Section 8, I see it. It was being glorified, and then I saw the levels, but thankfully it's a place for others to live. They have a place to live, and this is the beauty at the end. But I've seen it come and go in levels. And there's a lot tied into it, and if you know anything about the Cecil, you know the history.
No,
it's not the prettiest.
No,
and there's a lot of death in there. So
a lot of bad juju.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it's L.A. It's part of L.A. It's part of the foundation.
It's part of the history.
It's part of the history. So I'm happy to be next to it in any case, because it is my city. It's we support it as much as possible, down to making a T-shirt and understanding that it is historic.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing about where we are right now. I mean, right now we're in the historic core.
Yep.
This building is like 100-year-old bank building.
Right.
There is a lot of history. Downtown LA.
Yeah.
Downtown LA, as far as I'm aware, at one point in time, it was the spot. I mean, there was obviously a lot of commerce that went on here. I love looking at those old maps of LA.
Yep.
And it seems like everything was kind of branching out of downtown LA.
Right.
Right on the LA River.
Oh, incredibly. Well, the beauty also are all the old theaters in Los Angeles.
Oh my goodness. And on Broadway.
Broadway
at night, if you look down, if you stand in the crosswalk, you're looking down Broadway at night, and all those signs are lit up. It's incredible, man.
Really, it does a lot.
I would love to see all those theaters restored. I would love to see all those. I think that what Apple did I think it's a great thing.
Oh, the Tower Theater.
I think it's a great thing for that street, for that
beautiful.
community. They maintain the integrity of that space.
Yep,
The
100%.
the beauty of it inside, and now it's another thing that's gonna, bring people to downtown. It's another thing that's gonna make other businesses more comfortable coming downtown. I think it's part of the first step.
Oh, for sure. And that was a big move by Apple. Again, the fact that they kept it historic down to they have the
balcony.
The balcony seating still exists in that space.
Yeah.
And you can sit there and
and
relax.
it's like the waiting room for the Genius Bar. Go up
really,
the balcony.
really beautiful, right?
Yeah.
They beautified that space. And I don't think you could do it any better.
Yeah.
I think they made a great move. And again, it's just making small pockets, bringing it back to life.
Yeah.
But the theaters itself in downtown, they're really tucked away, and they haven't been. And slowly, you'll start seeing them come to life. And Broadway is the street. You're going to see a lot happening.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've already seen who's opening and who's already opened. I mean, the Ace Hotel.
I know there's Adidas coming on to Broadway.
Adidas, and there's several other designers on the block.
Yeah.
But the Ace Hotel, is at the end of that street.
Yeah. And they do a lot.
Oh, fantastic. They're a great hotel.
Yeah.
But their book ending, that's where it's the end of the block, so to speak, right? And then everything north of that becomes something special.
Yeah.
Because you do lose the theaters if you go more south. But really, really great. I love to see the beauty and what Broadway has to offer. There's some great bars down there. The Broadway Bar.
You like Broadway Bar?
I used to go there years ago. It's very cool. I love the design of it.
Oh, Broadway Bar. You know what? I'm thinking. There's another bar. It's brand new.
Oh,
and I think it's called Bar on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. But Broadway Bar is the 2-story bar.
Correct.
Yeah, that place is cool.
Super cool.
I haven't really gone. I've peeked in there before, but I haven't really sat down and had a proper drink.
You need to go in and just check the interior. It's very cool.
Well, the interior is beautiful.
Really nice. I don't hang out there, but I of course I've hung out there in the past. But I don't have one spot I hang out.
No. What are some of your spots?
Like I said, I don't have one.
What's in the rotation?
What's in the rotation? You know what? There's always the Golden Gopher.
Okay.
The oldest bar in L.A.
Is it really?
The oldest bar in downtown.
No way. That's cool.
That's something. Yeah, some fun facts. But I'll still go there. I enjoy that bar. It's a bar. It's been grandfathered in where you can actually buy a bottle of booze when you walk out the door. If the small liquor store in there is open, they allow you to take a bottle with you.
Wow.
So that's always a highlight. But, 7 Grand is a great whiskey bar.
Yeah, man. I love 7 Grand.
7 Grand
Classic
is fantastic.
spot.
Really cool spot. I still go there quite a bit. And then, have Bottega Louie across the street. And there's a couple bars downstairs. But, just that little circle. I don't do too many, You
ever go to Kohl's?
Love Kohl's.
Varnish room?
Love Varnish. And I was doing all of that at one point heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Varnish is great. I got a buddy who he performs there in like a little jazz trio.
Oh, it's cool. Is he playing piano?
Plays piano. Yeah, his name's Jake. Do you know him?
Jake
Chapman, shout out.
Jake, I've probably seen you, but it's just such
curly
a cool,
hair and glasses.
I've seen him.
Wicked piano player.
Super
wicked
cool.
vibraphone player, too.
Oh, really?
Incredible vibraphone player. Yeah.
Sick. But yeah, I love the Varnish. I think it's a great spot. And they were ahead of it with that spot. And again, that's in my building. So there's some great connects. That's in the Pacific Electric building. Yeah. So it's I'm excited because I am part of that building after all the years of going to Kohl's or, just in general, that PE Loft building is something special to me.
Yeah.
It has a great cutout, and it was when it's the original skyscraper in downtown.
Really?
It's the original skyscraper, the first skyscraper in Los Angeles.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but it's
wow.
It's
so that building is old.
Super old. It has a great history. So excited to be in that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love talking to people who have grown up in LA.
Yeah.
And have seen the city change over time. I've only been here for 5 years. And I've seen a lot of changes in 5 years, but I can only imagine, the people who grew up here, they've been here their whole life.
Right.
The changes that they've seen. One thing I want to know is So I know that downtown, it's got this reputation. You
Yeah.
know, it's got this like there's no hiding it. Downtown's gnarly. I mean, there's a lot of crime.
Yeah.
There's it's smells like piss sometimes, many times. It's got some pretty serious social
There's
issues.
a lot of scents in the air in downtown.
Yeah.
It's not just the piss either.
Yeah,
So
definitely not just the piss.
it's heavy. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think are some of the things that need to happen downtown to help move it along in the right direction?
It just goes back to what I said before. The city becomes more beautiful when you have the support of everyone trying to, focus on not just the moment, but the long run, right? How can we, what's the long run? What's the end result of cleaning up the city? And I think, when I say cleaning up the city, I think the idea of keeping old if you can, supporting the old space instead of gentrifying it. But there's areas that will make the city grow, and I think it's important. But also to keep the old when it needs to be preserved. I think that's important. There's a balance there, and that balancing act is quite difficult at times. And a lot of things have come and gone. But I love the historic level of the city. And I think at the end, if you know how to balance that, and we have more of the historic spaces like Tower, kept to a level of the core architecture and design, that's going to make the city a better place at the end of the day. And it's going to give more people, again, the jobs and a space to go. And, it's not just, the alley, which I love. You can go shopping at the alley, but you can also go now to the Apple down the street. There's a great balance with that.
Yeah.
And like, I never want to see I used to go to the alley. Are you familiar with the alley?
When you're saying the alley, are you talking about Santee Alley or
The Santee Alley? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like that. I've been in that area, but maybe I'm not too sure like what specifically is the alley. So where No Ghost Bears used to be.
Okay.
And it kind of like cuts through, and there's like a coffee shop and an art gallery and all that. Is that the alley?
No, so it goes deeper. So when I say the balance of keeping that alive, like there's a core of L.A. that I've gone and used to hang out when I was in high school, and the alley, Santee Alley, is one of them. Yeah. So to not disrupt that is very important, because you have a local established families that are working there throughout, and it's a big hub. The last thing I want to see is something like that go away to some development. Totally. And so you have to know how to keep certain areas in place, and then move around the corner from it. But I don't want to see those core areas that I've grown up around. No one does really. But just to know how to balance that, the balancing act of new and old, and how to keep the old also when it's super important.
Yeah. I think that's very insightful. Yeah. I mean, I also want to see like the historicity of downtown maintained and restored. And I think that one of the things that's unique about downtown is that it has this vibe that you're not really going to find in a lot of other American cities, where you got all these street vendors. You got people selling churros on the street, and you got people selling like iPhone chargers and whatever, like little knickknacks. And that's just kind of part of the culture down here in downtown LA. It's like that's part of, people can just, there's a freedom in a way that is very entrepreneurial. It's a little bit laissez-faire. It's like, you know what? Somebody can just put up a table, and they can.
There's a lot going on at those tables.
There was one time I saw this guy. He was selling weed, cigarettes, and booze out front of the last bookstore. And I'm just thinking, man, only in downtown Los Angeles.
Only in downtown.
But personally, I'm like, I don't care. This guy's doing what he's got to do.
Exactly.
Just like the next guy is doing what he's got to do.
Exactly.
That being said, there's enough vacant spaces downtown for people to come and make their own. Right. At this point in time, nobody needs to be pushed out anywhere at all. Right. There's enough vacant places to say, hey, you know what? There's a space that I love, that I've always dreamed about, like turning into like a little nightclub. It's on 7th Street, and it's this like massive empty space. It's like 7th and Hill or 7th and Olive.
Okay.
So if you're coming from 7th Grand
Right.
and you're walking to 7th and Spring,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
So you're at 7th Grand, you're walking to 7th Spring. It's going to be on the right, and it's got these big kind of like rusted iron features.
Oh,
Empty space, concrete interior.
it's, if you're walking back, it's on
Yeah.
the right-hand side.
Yeah.
I know it, and it's quite new,
Oh,
the
my
development
goodness.
in there
Yeah,
with those beams.
But it's been empty for as long as I've been downtown. Every time I look in that space, I just picture like, some kind of crazy red carpet and some DJs and just like this crazy, just like
Yes.
nightlife environment. But huge space, empty, just waiting for somebody to do something.
Sheldon, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
So
We might have to go have an
yeah,
hour
I
on
was
this
going to say
idea.
we may have to talk about doing something in there, finding out who's the developer, and try to promote that space, which I've done in several spaces in L.A. and
Really?
Yeah. So that's one of as an example, the artist Gino Perez. I've used several spots in L.A. one night pop-ups with the idea that we want to promote the space as well. We'll do an event.
Yeah.
So maybe we should team up on something like this.
Dude,
Find out the developer and
Absolutely,
let's
man.
go in
Well, I know that people are interested in that downtown.
all day.
I know that because here's the thing. They're just sitting on these places
Yep.
that nobody wants to lease.
No, correct.
And they're very interested in somebody who's able to bring a crowd, to bring some people who are serious
Right.
and
Right.
who might be interested in actually, leasing the space.
We may have to talk in regards.
We'll
to...
definitely have to talk, man. My vision for downtown, and you tell me what you think about this.
Sure.
This is what my vision is for downtown.
Okay.
The way that I want to see it like grow, if I could,
Okay.
if I was like the mayor of just downtown LA,
You're almost the mayor. You're getting there. You have a few more years, you'll be mayor.
Oh man, this is what I would do. Okay, so 7th Street,
Okay.
7th from Flower all the way down to Spring. I would
Mhm.
want that to be like all restaurants and cafes and coffee shops and stuff like that. Like kind of family friendly vibes, like place that you're going to go for like a graduation dinner or family dinner or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like restaurants all the way down. It's accessible. You get on the train. Anybody can in LA can, jump on the train, get there, or you could drive there, whatever.
It's like a
7th
restaurant
Street.
row.
7th Street,
Right? Just-
restaurant row. You get to Broadway, it's all theaters and then retail.
Right.
You got Apple Store, you got your concerts on a Friday, Saturday night. It's popping off. Everyone's on the street. They're going to concerts. They're going to comedy shows. They're going to movies.
You have Globe
They're-
Theater there. It's great.
Yes, I mean,
which is great. Yeah.
All these beautiful theaters. So Broadway is just all retail and the theaters. And then you go to Spring. Spring is where it's like all nightclubs, bars, pubs. Like that's like the party strip. Because essentially it is that.
It is that. Yeah.
It is that. So it's just expanding that.
It is expanding. Yeah.
And so what you essentially have is this kind of like power line image where it's, if you were to like you got 7th Street and then you got Broadway and you got Spring.
Right. Right.
And like those are the main arteries to start with.
Right.
And that's the attraction. It's like, hey, what am I going to do? Oh, I could go downtown and I'm going to get into a million different things. Like I could go out with my friends, get some food. We could go to a concert. We can go bar hopping. Like, all this stuff.
You have the new crypto center. Which
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
well new in the sense of the name. It was the former
Crypto.com
Staples.
Arena.
Yeah, the former Staples Center. But
Yeah.
I think you're saying everything right because I think it's already on that path where they're creating these little.
It just needs to be filled out.
Yeah.
It just needs the people to actually fill those vacant spots.
No, you're seeing it right because I see that growing as well. So. Again, maybe another 10 years, you're going to see quite a bit happening in 10 years. And then I think that's the extent, timeline that I see this really coming back together.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. The Olympics are coming.
Olympics, right.
2028.
Right.
Downtown is going to have to get revamped.
They're doing it right now. I know what's going on behind the curtain. They're starting to clean up a lot, and they're starting to prep for this. So in 10 years, you're going to really see, after the Olympics, you're going to see something special.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But, I also got to say, I hope that at the same time, too, that the social issues, the deep social issues that afflict downtown aren't just kind of pushed somewhere else are swept under
Correct.
the rug. Because the thing is, like, that's not going anywhere. It needs to be addressed. Like,
100%.
there's a serious population, like, there's a huge population of people in this city
Right.
that need some serious care and some serious help.
100%.
And what boggles my mind, dude, is that in, I think it was 2021, almost $1 billion
Oh, yeah.
were put towards homelessness in LA, almost $1 billion in the budget. And it just seems like that money was completely wasted because it just feels like nothing has changed.
Right. So that goes back to what I said before with the Cecil, as much as it has a dark shadow and a cloud over it, I like that they have and utilize that space for some of the homeless. And, it's something, it's a step to give them something to look forward to. If you're ever in a position, there's some place to go, it's just, there's some hope. So, as much as I've seen everything changing, coming and going, at least they're utilizing that space, the Cecil, as a means of housing.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% for it. There's some dark things going on in that space, but, it is giving someone a roof and some place to go inside and let's get them inside. Let's get some shelter.
Yeah.
In any case, it's not a bad thing. So,
Have you ever been in there?
I have. I used to get kicked out.
You used to get kicked out? What does that even mean?
Well, I would go looking around and they'd say, get out of here. You can't come in here. And I'd have my camera with me and they'd always kick me out. Right. So I do some shooting in there. And I do know a few folks that live there. And I'm trying to plan a photo shoot with the Cecil T-shirt.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. So, again, it's such a dark corner.
Yeah.
But again, back to your point though, the housing and the homeless is a major issue, and I think that you're saying everything right to really get to or to see something outside of just like we dropped $1 billion. I don't think we're seeing anything.
Yeah.
There's small pockets, but not after $1 billion.
Not after
not
$1
enough.
billion.
I don't see anything.
Definitely not.
Yeah, you may have 2 examples.
In
the city. So something's going on. It's something being swept under the rug for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Tell me about your photography. I'm really curious about that element of you. I mean, this is our 3rd time ever hanging out. So there's so much about you that I just don't even know.
Wow.
So what's the story with photography? Where did that start for you? What does that look like throughout your career?
Yeah. Well, photography started at a young age. I'll never forget this. It's a funny story. I had this fascination with this commercial when I was a kid, and it was about receiving a free camera if you take this car for a test drive.
Okay.
And so my mom comes home one day, and I said, "Hey, listen, they're giving away cameras down the street at this specific spot that selling cars." And she says, "No, that's a gimmick."
Yeah.
And I said, no, I was adamant. I said, they're giving cameras away. So God bless her. She took me down there to show me that she was right and I was wrong.
Oh, no.
And we went there, just said hello. And in a nutshell, she brought up, my son thinks you're giving away cameras.
Yeah.
And, well, yeah, only if you buy the car at the end of the day, right? So she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. But I wanted to show him. And I said, can I at least see the camera? I was fixated on this camera. I wanted a camera.
Yeah. How old were you?
Oh, man. I must have been like 8.
Yeah.
8, 9 years old.
Wow.
I had this, I don't know what it was. And in the long run, he showed me the camera. And once I touched this camera, which was a heavy camera, it was a real camera. And at the time, I didn't have a camera. From there, my mom took me and bought me a Yogi Bear camera. So a little toy. It was a Yogi Bear plastic camera.
Wow.
And I felt like
awesome.
I scored. And I had this camera and no film.
Yeah.
But I was training my eye at a young age, just looking through the viewfinder and just sizing up images. But that was the beginning, and today I shoot quite a bit. I do fashion. Shoot quite a bit of street photography, lifestyle, architecture, and it stemmed from there. And
Wow.
there's a great love for it, and it's documented the city at lowest points and to some beautiful points. And I've just continued to shoot, and it's my best friend. I'll have a camera next to me always, and that's my friend. And if I have nothing else, that camera's my go-to, and I can have a great time just connecting the city. Again, but documenting it. And I just I just dropped my book.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
L.A. Motherfucker.
It's titled L.A. Motherfucker, and it's on Amazon. And you can find it on Amazon and at the shop currently. So it's really great.
Yeah.
Look for L.A. Motherfucker. It's documented the city over a decade of work I've archived and put together.
Wow.
So it's some beautiful black and white photography.
Yeah.
But that's where the love stemmed from this commercial.
That's awesome.
I don't know, it was a Trans Am. Test drive this Trans Am and get a camera for it.
Wow.
I just dated myself.
You did. You outed your, if somebody wants to do the research, for sure.
Yeah.
They're getting their calculators
it was
out.
a used Trans Am, is it?
Yeah, right. Man, that's epic. Is this your first photography book that you put out, or have you put out others before?
No, it's the first. Yeah, it's the first.
Wow.
Yeah, it took some time, but I have some fantastic work that I've really scoured through and chose special pieces. The collection is just that. It's dear to my heart, and it's pretty and it's not so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the authentic truth.
Yeah.
Of
No.
LA. I mean, LA, that's one of the interesting thing about LA is LA has some things that are just incredibly beautiful, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's got some moments, some feelings, some places. Like, you go to UCLA campus and you're like, wow, this is a beautiful place.
We'll turn the corner and it's not so beautiful.
Sure,
So
yeah.
that's
You go
important.
down to the warehouse district and you are like, okay, I'm on my own out here.
You
And
have to
or you go to
recognize it.
Vernon.
Yeah, it's important to
I went-
recognize, and to like when you first came out with your guitar on your back.
Oh, dude, yeah.
If you would have known a few things, you would be like, wait, I
Yeah.
shouldn't be down here with my guitar,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
That's your target, and so be careful in the streets and in downtown for sure. But it's important to see both sides of the spectrum, and downtown has so many, levels of good and there's bad, but at the end of the day, it's a big city, and we're just a melting pot, and we're trying to make it as livable as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's some of the other places that you've lived in Los Angeles? Before you were downtown, where were you?
Oh man, so not specifically Los Angeles, but I lived in Arcadia.
Okay. Which is kind of east of here, right?
Yeah, it's east, northeast. City Terrace when I was very young. San Gabriel area. I've lived around Eagle Rock, Highland Park.
Yeah.
So I've done a little, living in the city, but
Never the West
downtown.
Side?
Never the West Side.
Okay.
Never the West Side. I moved to Hawaii for a while. I lived in
Oh, no
Hawaii.
way.
Yeah, but for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And then I moved back to the city. I just felt a love that I had to come back to the city, and
Interesting.
I felt like I retired,
Yeah.
and I was like, I have to get back to the city.
Yeah, I feel like Hawaii could do that too.
Oh, it does it quick.
Which island did you live on?
I was on Oahu,
Okay.
and I was in Maui for just a bit.
Yeah. I
but-
still have never been.
Oh, really?
I really want to go.
Oh, you'll stay for a couple years.
I've been dying to
I
go.
can see you there.
Yeah.
You already look like a local there.
Yeah.
The hat, the chains.
You're not the first person to tell me that, man.
Really?
Honestly, my dream is just to surf with Jack Johnson and play some guitar with him.
I think you'd fit right in. Yeah, you'd be a star there.
My life would be complete.
That's where you're going to retire. So hang tight.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
yet. Not yet. Don't go away.
I got to hold off on the taste because once I get that taste, I'll be hooked.
Right. Yeah, you'll love it. And like I said, you'll be a star with that guitar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get ready.
Yeah.
You'll be on the streets playing all day.
So after Hawaii, you came back to LA.
Came back to LA and pursued everything I'm doing today. And I've worked on all levels. I've worked for fashion houses,
Mm-hmm.
to streetwear, large fashion houses. I worked for Dolce & Gabbana. I was assistant
wow.
director for 7 years, and I left that back in 2017 to pursue what I'm doing now. But I've, it's the levels of balancing, and I've done high end and street levels all my life. And that was the last luxury line I was with. I've been with several, but once I left there, I knew that it was time to move into what I'm doing today. Something brick and mortar, something I can walk into and have others walk into. And it was a big venture, and the sacrifice was everything, and everything's worth it at the end of the day. So, and I'm meeting folks like you. I'm meeting, new people every day, great creatives, man. And I tell you, that's at the end of the day, that's why I'm doing it. Yeah. It's really exciting to be part of a new group of friends and meeting new friends. So thank you again,
dude. Absolutely, man. I'm glad that you said hi. I'm glad that as we were walking past, you recognized us and you were
and to all your listeners, and he didn't say hi to me. He just kept walking. I was like, where are you going? Hey,
it's true.
I thought you would have stopped. I'm like, all right, I'll stop him. Hey. But no, it was great to see that we connected.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It was good.
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly, I feel like it's always the other way around. I feel like I'm always like even earlier today, I said I was at Trader Joe's at USC.
Yeah.
And I used to work there back in the day.
Oh,
and
nice.
There was a girl working there. I was like, yo, what's up? Like, it's been a long time. And honestly, normally I don't say anything, but today I did. And like, she didn't even remember me.
Oh, really?
At first, she didn't remember me. But usually, because I'm pretty good with faces, man. Like I never forget a face.
Right.
And so usually I'm the one who's like, so it was cool that you were the one who was like, hey, what's up? You guys have been here before, you know?
Because you were shocked. I recognized you.
I was, man. I was.
No, I'm great with faces. Not so great with names.
Yeah.
So
same. Names always escape me.
But you guys made a great impression on me and in what you're doing and what you're going towards.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see you again. I was like, there's that kid. There's that. No, stop, freeze.
It was fate, great. Man. It was fate. It was meant to be.
And I'm here. And again, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Are you at L.A Syndicate every day? Like, what is your...
I'm there, I'm off 2 days a week.
Okay, so there's 2 days where it's kind of closed up?
I was playing with days. I'm just testing the levels on the street.
Yeah.
I do want to keep it open, though, at least 6 days a week and have 1 day off. But my business partner, Adam, we can bounce around, a couple of days here and there.
Nice.
But for sure, it's a spot that I want to be at every day. Also, but designing and curating with other local artists and working, I can't be there every day, but I'd love to. That's the goal. But currently, I'm there 5 days.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. It works.
Right on. I mean, anybody who's come to downtown definitely needs to stop by L.A Syndicate.
Please do.
On Main Street between 6th and 7th.
616 South Main Street.
616.
616 at the
South Main.
South Main. And it's at the Pacific Electric Loft Building.
Right beside Cecil Hotel.
Right by Cecil Hotel. It's just bookended, and you can't miss us. Look for the vending machine.
Yep.
The beautiful pink vending machine with.
It's a great photo op. I mean, it's pretty iconic.
I think so. It gets a lot of attention.
Yeah.
It doesn't scream at you, but it has a presence.
Oh yeah, and it's very much so.
Yeah, it's rare. I don't think I've ever seen a vending machine with the Virgin Mary on the side of it. So
totally,
it's
totally. She's watching over you.
She's watching.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What's your next event? Do you have anything lined up so far or no?
Well, we just wrapped up Robert Vargas's event, which was last month. So we just finished one. We just completed a successful event with Robert. I do have a virtual bench of several different artists, photographers specifically, and I'm working with a Skid Row historian right now.
Whoa.
So we are planning something very in the near future, so very soon. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
You have to definitely come by.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Photography, again, it's maybe a collab with myself and this historian, because we do some similar work.
Yeah.
But that may be on the works very soon.
Yeah.
So please. Are you DJing also? What else are you doing?
No,
You're DJing,
man.
right?
I play shows like as a singer-songwriter.
Okay. I can see you DJing.
I could see that too.
I can see you
I think it
DJing.
needs to happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
Who's managing you?
It's a good question. That also needs to happen sometime soon here.
We need to talk more. There's a lot we need to discuss. I should manage you. We can grab that spot down the street, put you in there.
Oh my God, yeah.
DJ, make that dream come true.
Oh my goodness.
It can happen very quickly. So
let's
focus on that space.
Yeah, man, offline. We'll definitely have to grab a beer. We'll go to 7 Grand. We'll shoot some pool, have some whiskey.
Sounds good. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You ever been to Boomtown? Oh wait, no, not Boomtown. I mean Boomtown's cool, but I was gonna say Homebound Brew House at Union Station.
Homebound, yeah, of course. The large, beautiful bar. It's owned by
super Art Deco. It's also Pouring with Heart. Same people who own 7 Grand.
Correct. So
A lot of crossover in terms of people.
Right, correct. So he opened that years ago. I forget the group's name. Is it?
It's Pouring with Heart.
It is. That's the group. I think they changed names at one point. It was 213 Group at one point.
Yes, I think so. I can't remember the history of that. I just know them as Pouring His Heart. But yeah, the ones who own 7 Grand.
Yes. So I was very excited when that bar opened.
Yeah.
What a beautiful space.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
It's incredible. I love Union Station. Union Station is beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting too? A lot of the train stations in Los Angeles are really beautiful. The subway stations, especially if you take the red line and you're headed to Hollywood, a lot of those stations are really amazing. I think that the train in LA is so underutilized.
I agree.
It needs so much more love. It's sad because it's kind of it's not particularly safe. Like there's a lot of gnarly shit on the train.
Yeah, it's for sure questionable, but I think what you're saying is right. I mean, it's really not utilized as much as it should be.
Yeah.
And the beauty.
We have such a car culture here.
Yeah, I gave up on cars.
Yeah,
I gave up. I've been driving all my life, and I finally just said, I'm selling my cars. I'm in downtown. There's plenty of means of transportation. You don't need a vehicle anymore.
Your life must be way less stressful.
It really is. And
not having to worry about parking. Oh my God.
Sheldon, I'm downtown for a reason, right? I mean, listen, I stopped working in Beverly Hills. And I thought, okay, well, since I left Beverly Hills, I don't need a car anymore. And to be honest, you still don't need a car if you're working in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fantastic public transportation to get you there, or you have Uber, and however you do it, there's a way around it. Yeah. Are you driving?
I mean, I have my van.
Oh, you have the van.
So I'm driving a lot.
You're driving a lot, okay.
But I'm trying to, so now that I have this new job, I'm trying to find a way. What I want is a place to keep my van and not have to move it a lot.
Right.
Like maybe move it like once a week, or if I need to do something.
Right.
Because I have a motorcycle and I keep the motorcycle
parked here.
Yeah, I keep it down in the garage.
Oh, I see a motorcycle in your
loft. We got a couple in the loft, but then the one that I ride is actually in the garage. But ideally, what I want to do is just have my vans posted up somewhere where it's safe. That's the hardest thing.
Right.
And then use my motorcycle to get around.
Right. That'd be ideal.
Yeah. I think that I've got it. So now it's just the test phase. Now I just got to experiment, but I think I got it. So.
Hey, by the way, congratulations on your new gig.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I love it. Does everyone know your new gig?
No.
It's
the first time. So yeah, I just got a job at Bike Shed Moto Co.
Sick.
In the arts district. I'm one of the front of house managers.
Fantastic.
And it's pretty sweet because it's kind of like the perfect place for me.
I think so. When you mentioned
motorcycles,
it to me, stoked for
tattoos. It's got a barbershop. It's got a retail store. It's great food, good drinks, good people. I love the space.
Have you had the coffee there?
Yeah, I have, man.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah. So that's actually is really cool. That's part of their ethos.
Yeah.
Part of their business model is they have a barista on for the entire time. That anytime somebody comes, they can get a good cup of coffee.
That's key.
That.
That's very rare.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to find a good cup of coffee after like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. in LA?
100%. Yeah, everything's closed. We're shutting down. Yeah, everyone's
I'll
done.
give it up to Il Cafe. Il Cafe does a good job because they stay open till like 9.
Right. That's true.
And
That's
they're
true.
awesome. I love Il Cafe,
True.
but
Yep.
most coffee shops in LA, they're closing down by like 4 or 5
You're
o'clock.
5 o'clock. Yeah.
5 o'clock is a late coffee shop.
They're capping it at 5 for sure. But again, with what you're doing, I think you're going to do quite well. And
I appreciate it,
I'm glad that we're announcing it tonight. This is great. This is great. I think it's a great spot for you. I could see you doing very well there. And I think it's going to be a great spot. You're going to excel there. I think it's great.
Thank you, man. It's kind of a little crazy. I mean, I haven't really been working like a job in like
this
a year.
Is full time.
Year and a half. This is full time. I mean,
full-time.
this is.
If you're taking the managerial position, you're going to be woo.
Yeah.
You'll be in it deep.
Yeah.
So I love it for you. I think it's going to be great. I think you're going to know how to balance for sure. You don't seem like someone that doesn't know how to balance.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think it's a good thing for me. I think that I do well when I have like kind of like a baseline thing going on.
Sure.
And then I'm able to incorporate all the other things that I'm doing. Yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty well. So
I think it's great. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I was happy to hear that.
You got to come by, man. You got to have a beer. Got to have a
coming.
drink. What's your drink? What's your like? You said you're not as much of a beer guy. What's your?
Well, no, listen. I
poison?
love beer. Beer all day. I'm not super picky when it comes to beers.
Yeah.
I love when it is a beer I've never had before, like this. By the way, thank you for this.
Yeah. Shout out to Brewyard.
Brewyard.
They're California Common.
Really nice. Yeah, it's a great beer.
Delicious.
Fantastic beer. So again, I love just trying something new.
Lager.
That's why I don't have a go-to. I'm like, whatever is here, let's try something new. But my go-to typically I'll do whiskeys, and I'll do some sipping on whiskeys. That's why I love Seventh Grand so much. They have a fantastic whiskey collection and Japanese whiskeys. I mean, there's a little the little private bar. There's a private bar in the bar.
Yeah, the little speakeasy.
Little speakeasy. So no, I like to sip. Baby sips, not too heavy, but I love tasting different whiskeys.
Yeah, you got a favorite whiskey or a favorite region or type?
Well, there's quite a bit, and with a lot of the locals bringing bottles, I don't even know what I've tried.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know which one I really like anymore.
Yeah,
what was that? I've had some great whiskeys, but I like classics. I used to be heavy in Maker's Mark. I would always be a straight. There's some great, beautiful levels of Maker's Mark. But as an example, again, it's like beer. I'll just keep trying stuff.
Yeah.
But Japanese whiskeys, et cetera, and I think Seventh Grand has those whiskeys, which most don't.
Oh yeah, they got everything.
Right. Yeah.
They got a pretty impressive. Oh, absolutely. I love 7 Grand.
What's your favorite? What do
so it kind of depends. I love bourbon. I really do.
Yeah.
And honestly, like even people might hate me for saying this, but whatever.
Yeah.
I can get down with some Jim Beam.
No, it's great.
Just some good vanilla kind of caramel. Like there's a sweetness to bourbon that I love.
Right.
I also love Isla scotches.
Oh.
So the really peaty, really smoky scotch. So I love Lafroig.
Okay.
Lagavulin, Ardbeg.
I was just going to say Lagavulin's like a campfire.
Yeah.
It puts me to sleep. That's why I said there's too many to mention.
Yeah.
Lagavulin specifically, I can just sip that.
Yeah. It's so good. I love Lagavulin. I'm not a huge fan of like the Highlands. I'm not a huge fan of like Macallan.
Oh, really?
I think here's what happened. Recently, I was out with somebody, an old friend, and he was buying me, these ridiculous Japanese scotches or Japanese whiskeys. Not at 7 Grand, somewhere else. And they were doubles. It was too much whiskey, and I just got so fucked up. And I just felt so awful the next day.
Really?
I was so hungover.
It'll get you. It's dark.
And I think that there's just something about that taste that I'm like, I just can't do it right now. Sometimes that happens. Like you just a bad experience with a certain spirit and you're done for like.
That's tequila with me.
Oh, really?
I can't do it. Yeah.
Oh,
as much as I love tequila.
I don't think I've ever had I think I did actually have a bad experience once with tequila.
Yeah.
But I think it was so bad I just can't even remember that experience.
That's not good. That's not good. So mine, I remember it. And it's an unfortunate experience.
Oh, no.
Let's put it this way. You just saw me face planted in the sand and hair.
Oh, boy.
It wasn't good. Hair, and that was it.
Yeah, tequila could do that to you. I love tequila.
Yeah. No,
I love tequila. I love mezcal. I would say like those are my like my top three: tequila, mezcal, and whiskey.
Nice. Beautiful. Yeah, I knew I liked you. The whiskeys are good.
The whiskey, man.
Whiskey. And not too many people talk about Lagavulin. And when you said that right away, I was like, okay.
Yeah, Lagavulin is just so good.
That's a home sipper for me, though. Because it puts me to sleep. Because it's so warm and it's calming.
It is.
Like I said, it's a campfire. And
it
connects you to like it's a relaxing, beautiful whiskey, but it's a sipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are baby sips.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Be careful with that.
Yeah.
Do you like any brandies? You ever test out?
I can't say that I've actually gotten too deep into the brandy world.
Yeah.
Are you?
It's not too heavy, but I'll do like a B&B, like the brandy Benedictine, which is great. It's like, again, another sifter. You can, sip that in the snifter.
Yeah.
But I like some of those baby sippers. Like I said, I like to sip on whiskeys.
Yeah.
I don't go too heavy.
Yeah.
So I don't want to end up like you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I don't want to end up like
Exactly.
you. So I sip. I have to be very careful. So
that's the good way to go about it.
Yeah.
That's the good way to go about it. I'm not really down with taking shots of whiskey.
No, do not do this.
I just want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy whiskey.
You're not in high school anymore.
Exactly.
Please don't do shots.
Exactly.
Unless you're in high school.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say that.
I'll do shots of tequila. But here's the thing. I love tequila.
Yeah.
And I love the experience of taking shots of tequila and sucking a lime and just...
You got it down. If you can do
that experience, like that flavor, the way that I would love limes. I love the sour. I love lime.
The
I
heavy
love tequila.
pop. Right, right.
So I like that. Not too crazy. We're talking like one.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do one shot of tequila. That's great.
Good.
That's great.
Good.
Shot of tequila and a Modelo. We're chilling.
Oh, that's good.
I
thought you were going extreme. I'm like, whoa.
No.
You're a spring breaker, throughout the year, all year. Spring break.
There's no place in my life at this point for like throwing down more than one shot. Let's, keep it at one.
That's a smart move.
And I'm not trying to get the spins. I'm just trying to, maybe just open up my heart a little bit, just kind of loosen up a little bit. Let's keep it at that. Yeah. No one's trying to do anything crazy.
It's going to keep, like you said, the blood flowing. It's going to start the night.
See, the problem is when someone starts buying you doubles and they keep on ordering you drinks, that's when you're in trouble.
It's the willpower, and you have to know when to say, no, stop.
Yeah,
That's enough. Man, I do that quite a bit.
I'm not a double guy. I don't need to be a double guy.
You don't. No, again, you're not in high school. Those are like, you're trying to get there real quick. I'm like, it depends on what you want.
Now I'm not trying to get there. Now I'm trying to push that off as far as I can.
I'm doing the same. And I end up, I do fall into these moments and these evenings.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. I'm no angel, believe me. But I'm like, whew.
Yeah. I will say I've gotten better when it comes to beer. And people will definitely make fun of me for this. But I remember like when I was younger... and in Canada too, there's like such a thing about beer and like high percentage beer and IPAs and all this stuff.
Right.
Now I'm not trying to get down with a beer that's like 7, 8, 9, 10%. I'm like, oh my God, like give me a sip, give me a taste.
The IPAs are trouble. I mean, I think
and then give me a can of something that's like 4.5.
Right.
I want something that tastes good.
Right.
And then I can like have a few of them and I can still walk out of here.
They're heavy. And they're heavy.
Oh, sometimes it's just too much.
It's too much. It's a meal, to be honest. IPAs it's a meal in a can, and I'm like,
it's a loaf of bread.
I can do 3. Trust me, I do like an IPA once in a while, but it's very, it's the rare occasion when I can go heavy on them. Heavy meaning 3.
Yeah. Now we'll say this is interesting. So this is 6.3. Mind you, I just ate, and it was a pretty big dinner, but like, I feel great. I mean, this is a beautiful amber ale. I love amber ales.
Yeah, it's really clean.
I'm a really big fan of amber ales. I like stuff that's like a little bit darker. I love stouts. I love dark beers, browns, ambers. Just such a delicious kind of flavor profile. So once again, shout out to Brewyard. These guys are out in Glendale.
Brewyard.
Really, really cool people. Really friendly, really nice. They gave me a bunch of different cans of stuff. So,
well, I'm a fan, Brewyard.
Apparently, they've been winning some medals, 5 medals since.
Now, have you been to Brewyard?
2017. Yeah, I was over. So that was when I was doing some canning canning some waters for that. It was at their brewery.
Okay. I'm with you now. Well, by the way, I love Brew Yard. It's huge.
Oh, you've had them before this,
The beer, I haven't had this specifically.
but you've had Brew Yard beers.
Yes.
Oh, crazy.
So Brew Yard's huge.
Yeah.
It's a massive space.
Oh, you've actually been to the place too.
Yes. Yeah. Because that's indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same spot in Glendale. Right?
Yeah, in
Right up
Glendale.
the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's huge.
Super cool place.
It's been there for ages.
And they got that old truck in there, and
it's not new. In any case, it's been there for a minute, and I think it's great. No, and then it's a local California, brewery. It's microbrewery. I mean, it's not really micro.
Really
it's
cool
a
guys.
huge space.
Yeah.
Really, I love it.
Yeah, so I was just over there. I was doing some stuff with B Suite. They were doing some waters that they were canning there because they have a partnership. They do like I think they have a couple of partnerships. I think they do a red velvet beer.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
Or something like that because they do a red velvet bread pudding at this company called B Suite. They have a dessert bar. And then they did a partnership with this brewery where they did like a red velvet beer. I'm pretty sure it was the red velvet beer.
Did you have it? Did you sample it?
I haven't had that one yet.
Oh man, it sounds good.
I know, it sounds insane. It sounds like a dessert beer.
It's for sure.
Which, speaking of, do you like port?
I do like port.
Yeah, I love port.
I love port. Yeah. Again, like I said, I'm really not picky. I love trying everything. So I'm not someone who says, "No, I can't have that." I'll definitely try it. The only thing I stop myself from having is truly tequila. I'll have some in the margarita.
Yeah.
But I know the extent of that drink. It stops at one.
Yeah, that's fair, man. The one thing I do not have pretty much is vodka.
Oh yeah, I love vodka.
Okay, we're opposites, man. I'm a traitor to my heritage. I'm a traitor to my Eastern European roots here.
Really, yeah.
Because I cannot get down with vodka unless it's Grey Goose and a cup of orange juice.
Oh, really?
It's the bougiest thing ever. But that I love. Grey Goose and orange juice, sweet, any day.
I'm the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing we're not. I'll drink vodka all day. It's easy.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
it's
man.
Great.
Oh, how do you like it?
So I experiment with vodka because it's like it's too easy. It's a clear, easy mixer. So you're mixing vodka with everything. I'm mixing it. And going back to Liquid Death, we talked about earlier. I'm not sure.
Vodka and Liquid Death.
Vodka and Liquid Death. It's great. Yeah, vodka and Liquid Death.
Like sparkling Liquid Death.
Sparkling Liquid Death. So you can do the mango and the lime. The mango Liquid Death is great with.
That's interesting.
With a little vodka, but I do everything. Anything flavored, I'll do. A proper Cosmo, and that sounds funny to hear you. You're drinking Cosmos, but I go heavy with lime juice.
Yeah.
Then I go heavy. It's not a typical Cosmo, but I don't really want to call it a Cosmo now. But I'm going heavy on lime juice, and I'll throw some cranberry on there and then vodka. So it's like more of like a.
Okay.
It's not. I wouldn't call it a Cosmo, but you do the components are there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll mix anything with a vodka.
Okay.
So there's nothing.
I guess so. Yeah, you can mix. You can throw vodka in anything.
So easy. Yeah. But Liquid Death.
I will say. There was one time that me and a buddy, we did a infusion where we did, I think it was Earl Grey tea, or it was lavender tea. I think it was lavender tea. We infused in Svedka. So just
Svedka,
some cheap vodka, but we infused this lavender tea in it, and that was really good. We put it in a cocktail that we were making. That was actually some pretty good. It was a really good cocktail. Yeah, I know. Svedka's not.
That sounds like the Vegas nights. Let's go get a bottle of Svedka. And
sure, right?
Up. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Who picked the Svedka? You?
You know what? This is the story.
Take ownership.
This is the story. It was me and a buddy. The pandemic had just hit. We lost our jobs as bartenders, and we were like, you know what? Let's make cocktails.
Okay.
And let's sell them to our friends.
Oh, nice.
And so we had 3 cocktails, and we were putting them in little mason jars, and we were selling them to our friends.
No shit.
And we didn't sell a ton. We sold enough to cover all the money that we spent, but we went cheap,
Yeah.
So Svedka vodka, that was
dude, props. And that's
but here's the thing, we made some badass cocktails. We had a like some kind of like a whiskey, like blueberry smash.
Oh shit.
That was really good.
That sounds great.
We made this blueberry reduction that was delicious.
So you can do anything with vodka. There you go. There's not one.
I think that one was whiskey.
Oh, was it?
The blueberry
The
smash was whiskey.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
But then what we did was for the vodka one, I want to say that we did lavender infused vodka, and then I think we did like fresh like cucumber juice, and we made this just really like
sounds great.
herbaceous, like fresh, kind of like a cucumber vodka drink.
Yeah,
And then our
sounds great.
last one was some kind of a chipotle mezcal drink, and we used actual chipotle. And
So you're really dabbling in the mixology, but
yeah,
that sounds
we were
great.
we were getting pretty crafty.
How much were you selling the mason jars for?
Oh my goodness, I can't even remember. It was like
$5, $3,
maybe 10. Like they were like,
You get the mason jar as well, right? You get to
yeah,
keep the
you
mason
gotta keep
jar.
the mason jar.
Okay, so I
and-
hope at least 10.
yeah, it was probably like 10. Maybe it was more than that. It was like a few servings.
Oh,
it was
good.
Like 2 or 3 servings. Maybe it was 2 servings.
Well, that's a
So-
good, like an old, like a classic mason.
Yeah.
So nothing.
Well, it was a small mason jar.
Okay.
But no, they were delicious.
Sounds good.
They were some pretty damn good
You might
cocktails.
need to start doing them
Yeah.
after this.
I know, at least just for like personal use. But we did that for like a week,
Oh, nice.
and then we stopped. 2
Well,
weeks.
that sounds fun. It sounds like it distracted you enough to keep you in line, right?
What? Yeah, no kidding, right? What happened when COVID hit? What did you do? What was your COVID story?
Well, I think like most, we had to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lockdown. And
Yeah.
I'm right down the street from you, obviously. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we're neighbors, man.
Yeah, I'm at the tower here, which has been renamed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like calling it the new name. I've known it as the tower. I
Mhm.
moved in that space, that loft, that building, when they first opened their doors.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a love for that space as well. So I really, you know what? But I was playing a lot. I have, because I've done events in the past, I really created my space
Yeah.
like I don't like saying lounge, but I created my space. I set up my turntables, and I was playing a lot more vinyl,
Mm-hmm.
and I set up my balcony. I have a balcony. It's
Oh,
rare.
sick.
It's a rare component to some of these buildings that have an
Yeah.
actual balcony.
That's awesome.
So I would have, again, it was only a couple people that I would hang out with,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would have them over and use the balcony as a little area to sit down and have drinks,
Yeah.
some food, and just chill. And I would play music. It was nothing groundbreaking. Like, wow, it sounds like most people, right? We all
Yeah.
did this, but I just really locked in to my space. Nothing too outlandish, nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but just really vibed with my space. And the city was quiet, desolate.
It was.
Desolate, man. I hated it, but it was a
Really?
moment to really reflect, and I
Yeah.
felt like I had done that more than I normally do, and the world was doing it with
Yeah.
us. So it was interesting to see everyone just being just consumed by this moment, and thankfully I came out okay. You're here,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Somehow, man, we made it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Jesus. What did
Yeah,
you do? Anything special?
Yeah, I mean, my life changed over COVID.
Sure.
Like pivotally. I went back to so I lasted like 2 weeks in LA, and
really?
I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like some weird shit's gonna go down. I just knew it. I just knew there's
So
some bad.
pre-COVID, you knew something's going to happen?
No, not well. No. Okay. So I came here down. Like I moved downtown.
Okay.
Just before COVID.
Okay.
I was bartending, and then COVID hit. Lost my bartending jobs. I was unemployed, and this was before any kind of money kicked in. And I was like, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent. I'm fucked. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. I lasted 2 weeks, and then
like
I bought
everyone.
a ticket. I bought a ticket back to Canada.
Oh.
I kept my place, and I was like, I got a job back in Canada, so that's where I'm going. Gonna go back to
fantastic.
Canada. Boom, went back to Canada.
Good move.
And then it was.
Okay.
And I kept this place, and I was, it was kind of, I was juggling like 2 lives. Like I had my place here, I had a place in Canada, I bought a car in Canada, I was working up there,
Wow.
and all I was doing was
Wow.
working, because that's
Wow.
the only thing there was to do. I wasn't like hanging out with friends or family. I was just working.
So was Canada, I don't mean to interrupt, but was Canada on lockdown the way we were, or was it a little more free?
No, it was pretty intense still. It was similar.
Okay.
I was working construction,
Okay.
and I was a roofer. And so I was like up on the roofs, and so
Okay.
that part felt normal. We weren't wearing masks. We're on the roof. We're on the fresh
You're
air.
aired out. Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
chilling. And then some shit started going down, man. This is when all the protests started happening all across the country, and downtown LA got its fair share of craziness, and
Yep.
I was just watching all this stuff on the internet, just thinking like, that's
You
crazy.
You
Like,
just missed it.
This is my neighborhood, and I'm
Yeah, you dodged a major bullet, and it was right here. I mean,
literally right here.
I was documenting it as it all happened. So
Really?
I'm on the 17th floor. So as it's happening, I'm
Wow.
zooming in with my lens. I'm just capturing.
I would love to see those pictures, man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
It's insane. I actually saw it growing the night that it started, the very first night that it started on Spring. And Spring was the main hub of where it started coming together, that everyone came to Spring.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching this unfold, I'm amazed, I'm shocked, I'm not understanding, is this going to happen? It's going to go down. It's going down.
Yeah.
And I saw this guy pick up I don't know, it was a big, I don't know what the hell he picked up, but he was trying to smash a window.
Oh, boy.
With it. It was, maybe it was a chair that was already outside, but he broke the window of the Starbucks on the corner over here.
That Starbucks got fucked up.
He got fucked up. And I watched it all happen. So as it's unfolding, I'm zooming in. I capture the whole entire thing.
My goodness.
So I have that on film, and I captured the entire breakdown of that Starbucks.
That's crazy.
And people grabbing chairs and taking them out of Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are they doing? It just unfolded. It was mayhem.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I was like, oh, it's going down. It's not gonna get pretty. It's getting ugly.
Yeah.
And I was calling friends, like, dude, it's going down. Get ready. It's like fucking crazy. I was really shocked and not so shocked, but who knew it was gonna be as massive and horrible as it was. And the protests were, valid 100% to show, their anger. But it became out of control with the vandalism.
Yeah.
It was the moment I was like, no, please, no, no, let's stop it. It took some time for it to calm down, but it was a wild fucking the Wild West out here.
It was. Yeah, man.
It was the Wild West.
Do you care if we take a quick pause? I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real fast.
No, please.
We're back. We were just talking about what was going down in the streets of Spring Street when the
Wild West
the pandemic
that
first
time.
hit. But we might have to do like another part 2, man. Bring you back on. It's just there's so much more to talk about.
Please, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I'd love to come back and discuss anything that I'm doing in the future with the space. Hopefully, in collab with you.
Yeah, man, that'd be sweet.
Something we should talk about that if we ever have a chance.
100%.
We're doing it.
Yeah,
we're saying this. I'm saying it now. We're doing something.
All right, hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
It's important. It's important. This is the time. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and these spaces are beautiful. And I'm glad that you see the same thing I do. That space specifically, I thought the same thing. Those big, beautiful beams, those steel beams, right?
Yeah, man.
The rusted beams.
Yep.
It caught my eye too, and I look in there all the time, and it's just, it's ready. It's ready. It's ready.
There's a lot of potential in there.
Let's get in there and then start prepping it.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I'm excited to see downtown change. I'm excited to meet other people who have the same vision for, a brighter DTLA, a place where there's creativity, where there's innovation, where there's community.
Yep.
So I'm excited to be part of that story,
Well, you're part of it,
and
not just You're a big part of it now, and I love it. And you've been here 5 years now.
Yeah.
So I always say this: after 3 years, you're now local.
Okay.
You've made it because most people, there's a 3-year timeline that I've seen people come and go. So if you pass that 3-year mark, you're now a local. So you're an LA boy now.
Damn, man.
That's it. You made it.
You're local. Take it, man.
You're local.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Most people give up. They don't know, especially what you've gone through. And you've been through some of the hardest times in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And you're still here. So you're definitely a local now, and you've made it. You did it. Congratulations.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I'll take the badge. I feel like you're worthy to bestow it, considering the fact that you're born and bred LA, Angelino, man.
Take it. Take the badge. You did it.
So
good job. Nice work.
Well, where can people, for people who are listening, where can they find your work? Where can they find your book? Where can, all the info?
Right. So just, really quick, you can find the book, like I said earlier, on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it there. Just keyword LA motherfucker.
Yeah.
or my name's Sonny Valenzuela, and you should find the book there.
Mm-hmm.
You can find the book at my shop exclusively at L.A Syndicate. You can find, of course, the collection of L.A Syndicate at LA-syn.com, and you can see the collection there. And you'll also see the Cecil T-shirt on there, the customized T-shirt. It's the number one shirt for us in the shop. It's pretty exciting. But we have lots of stuff on there as well. T-shirts, some great snapbacks. That's where you can find my work. Outside of that, that's the gist of it. But there's other lines, and maybe that's the next show that we can go into. There's some other stuff that I've been doing. But I'd like to focus tonight on the shop, and I appreciate you taking the time to inquire and to learn more about it, because it means a lot. And it's great to see you moving strongly with this path, and you're not going anywhere. You're staying here in LA.
We
man.
Need
to keep you. We need to keep. I love you. I love you doing this. It's a great studio. I love it. And you have a great team of kids out here with you.
I appreciate it, man.
Really, really nice foundation, man. So I again, thank you for this time.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you.
Dude, Sonny, thank you so much for being on the show. Excited to get you on at another time. Excited to go to your future events.
Please, I'll keep you posted.
And
100%.
Yeah, man. Dude, thank you so much for being a part of it. So
thank you.
Take care, man.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you for listening to the Spring Street Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, sign up for the Patreon to receive exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and check out the sponsor links in the description.